Because Apple's India framework is expanding like there's no tomorrow, and at the same time, it's putting Bengaluru based engineers in charge of its global AI future. Tonight on Front Page, Apple just quietly pulled off one of its biggest India moves ever. The company is expanding across Kerala, Haryana, Gujarat, Telangana, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and of course, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Yup, the India web of the world's most valuable tech company now spans 8 states and more than 40 suppliers, many of them MSMEs. So like, share and subscribe before you proceed. This one matters for India's tech future. While you're at it, Apple's India story began with 2 factories. The one in Tamil Nadu 2017 and Karnataka in 2024. But in just 24 months, the footprint has exploded into an 8-state network. You got Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Haryana, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh. And a report confirms that Apple now has 40 suppliers, many of them building components, sub-assemblies, and equipment for the new iPhone production lines in India. This is the first time India has moved meaningfully from assemble here to build here. And in the last 8 to 12 months alone, Apple has onboarded Hindalco in Gujarat, Wipro Pari, Jabil, Bharat Forge from Maharashtra, SFO Technologies from Kerala, VVDN Technologies from Haryana. Then you have JLK Technologies, Equus from Karnataka, plus a new AirPods plant in Telangana is already operational. So this is Apple shaping a domestic ecosystem in India quite fast, that too. So Apple's supplier base now falls into 3 buckets. You've got the component and the sub-assembly suppliers feeding Foxconn and Tata plants. Then you have suppliers exporting components to Apple's global supply chain. And then manufacturers of equipment used India's new iPhone production lines. And this third category is quite big because until recently, all that machinery came from China. But not anymore because India is replacing the Chinese value chains. So let's put numbers to this. Apple produced $22 billion worth of iPhones in India in FY25. And folks, 80% were exported, amounting up to $17.5 billion. And FY26 production is expected to hit around $25 billion plus, with exports topping $20 billion. So you got the value addition in Indian mobile manufacturing that has jumped to 18% in 4 years. And it took China 2 decades to reach 38 to 40%. And India is compressing 20 years into 4. That's quite staggering because just yesterday on Front Page, we covered how Apple hired Bengaluru-educated Amar Subramanya, his ex-Google, ex-Microsoft, to run the company's entire global AI strategy. Because he now leads foundational models, ML research, AI safety and evaluation in the company. And this is no coincidence because talent plus manufacturing, India is always going to become Apple's second headquarters for the next decade. And if you missed that episode, link is in the description. So India is no longer assembling iPhones, it's building its parts too. So he urged India to push harder to attract the next wave. You got Dell, Cisco, Intel, TSMC and Google, and this is the exact moment to accelerate. So you got Apple's pivot from China to India is primarily driven by China's slowdown, Huawei's resurgence, US-China trade tensions, tariff threats under Trump, and the supply chain shocks of the past 5 years because clearly India doesn't seem to be the plan B anymore, might as well be the plan A because from iPhones to you got the nothing smartphones, from Chennai to Noida, India is now an export powerhouse. We've covered all of them here on Front Page extensively. Once again, make sure to check all of it out if you haven't already. And now, Apple's 8-state supplier web is the blueprint for the next decade. If we want to put this in one simple line, this is what made in India but made for the world looks like. Because Apple's India framework is expanding like there's no tomorrow, and at the same time, it's putting Bengaluru-based engineers in charge of its global AI future. So if you're looking at the moment India overtook China in its electronic strategy, this might be it. So tell us in the comments what you think. So which state do you think becomes Apple's next mega hub? And how proud does this new development make you feel? Folks, this is Front Page by AIM Network. Hope you enjoyed the development. Like, share and subscribe. And always remember to think AI, think AIM.